Hey yo, G Dash, boy, take your hat off. Fine. This week on Hats Off with G Dash Jones, it's hats off, y'all. Say what? Hold up. This is a special episode of Hats Off. In case y'all don't know what we got going on, I'm gonna tell y'all. This is a special episode. Shouts out to Launcher, y'all. That's right. We have a special episode where now we have partnered with Launcher to be able to bring y'all nothing but some of the finest entrepreneurs and resources that we can highlight. You know, once a month, I'm talking to them, okay? Once a month, I'm talking to them. We're going to highlight some of the dopest and amazing entrepreneurs and just people who are kind of really like moving the needle locally. So shouts out to Launcher, and we'll kind of give you information about that program as well, so you'll really know what's going on, okay? Again, you are watching Hats Off with G-Jones, and, you know, because I'm me, I still got to start off with just a little bit of the funk, so hold on. If y'all don't know, I'm still starting off with the funk. Woo! What? Hold on, I gotta turn this up just a little bit. Let's go. Let's cross this bridge when that time comes, girl. I know your place. Hold on. Girl, for you, I'll try. Yeah. Shouts out to Waldo Black. That's it. You know, I pick a little local artist, open up the show every week. I just want your shoulders to move while you tune in. Just the shoulder movement section. Woo! Get your shoulders moving. That's how we starting the day. If you can't do the, you know, we're going to work on that every week, okay? We're going to work on you and your shoulders moving every week, okay? Bam, bam, skirt. Now, by the time, you know, it's time for the next Launcher show, I need your shoulders to be able to move and pop properly. That was Waldo Black. Just tie my heart to the string. That's a fact, y'all. Fire. Again, this is Hats Off with your boy, G-Jones. Today's episode, right? Ooh, when I said we got somebody from Launcher, here's what I'm talking about. We got a woman by the name of Dominic Spitz, y'all. Say what? A woman by the name of Dominic Spitz. Yes, when I say that, ooh, because she be cooking, chefing it up. Got the flavored dish truck. What? Yes, got the flavored dish truck live and in the building, right? Bow. Also, then we also got, you know, we also going to talk about, you know, while we're having the conversation, just so you know, Small Business Saturdays. What? Small Business Saturdays. We're going to talk about all of that. We're going to talk about the flavor dish truck, the small Business Saturdays, and of course, the Launcher influence. Shouts out to them. If y'all see it, it's at the top, right? Bow. Also, it says Launcher DE. Feel free to follow them, check them out. If you are an aspiring entrepreneur trying to figure out the plans and anything like that, you are all good. Reach out to them. You know, we working on some things. We highlighting it. You know, even making an online directory. Also, now I'm about to bring Dominic up. I gotta give a little gratitude for a second. I said I gotta give a little gratitude. You know, I said I gotta tip my hat. You hear me? Okay, I'm tipping my hat real quick to some things I saw this weekend. Shouts out to 3G Management. I was all the way at the Lyric Lounge. Ooh, LaToya Marie with the vocals. Listen, she was singing to the point of which you was crying a little bit on the inside. She has this little sway. Bow. Bow. Dope show. Shouts out to 3G Management. Soul Synthesis. They play anything. They just get to playing. You know what I'm saying? They just get the True Story and Tavion and I should have learned the other boy's name. Fire. And my man Angelo. Listen, the gentleman by the name of Angelo, okay, the way he sang Love by Music Soul Child, I felt it like in my system. I did a poem about a shoe. If y'all recorded it, send it to me. Anyway, so shouts out to them for that. Had to give some love to them. Also, want to show some love to the Per Usual hip hop show that they did at the Academy. I said, word? Yes. Mila, my love. My man P.215. It was a nice, shout all of them out. Shouts out to the Per Usual squad for they put up what they did. You know, I start off with gratitude. All right. Now, It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time for me to get into the show. All right. It's time for me to make it happen. Oh, by the way, it's also National Poetry Month, so expect to see a different poem from me every day. I'm doing 30 days of poetry. I'm posting something, so be prepared. With that said, I'm about to bring up, okay, the legend herself, Flavor Dish Truck. If y'all don't know somebody from Flavor Dish, right? If like that had the food yet, okay, I need you to go ahead and try that, because right now I introduce you none other than Miss Dominic. Hold up, Spitz. Yes, absolutely. Y'all. That's right. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
Another day in paradise.
Loving the hat.
Well,
looks like a little cheetah out there, right?
Yeah. Well, I do it for the people. I actually. Yeah, I cut them up myself. Okay.
Okay.
I don't like animal cruelty, but sometimes you gotta just chop a cheetah down. You feel me? I didn't like. Don't do that, because
don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Not.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want the people after me. Okay.
Right.
How are you today?
I'm doing great, and enjoying this rainy day, working as usual. Getting things in line for some things coming up.
Oh,
some things coming up. Day in a life.
Ooh. A day in. No, what? I like everything that you just said, but let's back it up for a minute for the people who aren't aware. So, just can you tell the people just a little bit about yourself? What might not they know? Give them a little bit.
Okay. For starters, my name is Dominique. It is pronounced Dominic, so I'm gonna give Jarrell his grace on how he pronounces it. All good. I've been dealing with that all my life. I am born and raised here in Delaware, and I am the owner and CEO of Flavor Dish Food Truck, Catering, and Party Rentals, where we have the food truck, we offer catering, and then we also have party rentals such as tables, chairs, jumbo games, cotton candy machines, and all those great things. I have a 15-year-old son, so he is a part of this journey as well. He has been there every step of the way, which for me as a mom, I feel like is an accomplishment in its own, because he gets to see it from the ground up, which has been a great journey in itself. When I get some free time, I do enjoy traveling, going to different cities, states, out the country, to the beach, reading, sleeping. I don't watch TV because that just means it's bedtime. And I'm a graduate of Wilmington University. I have my graduate's degree in organizational leadership with a minor in behavioral science and conflict resolution. Oh yeah. I'm also a Delaware real estate agent. Anybody wants to sell or buy a house, I'm your girl. So
wait. They call it internationally educated Dom. like you got all the jobs, right? You done been to all the places.
I'm trying to get to all the places. That's why I work so hard.
I ain't mad at it. So let's take it back to the place that you started, right? Now with you owning and you running Flavor Dish, how did you even get that passionate for cooking? Like, what made you be so how that whole cooking world? What made you want to be so deep into that?
So I've always loved cooking. I've always loved cooking for my family. I've always liked, looking up recipes. Pinterest wasn't always around, but Googling different recipes, seeing what's hot, what's good to try out. One thing I always noticed about when I would get a recipe, though, is that I never followed the directions completely. So I would always put my little twist to it, right? Like put my own extra ingredient, do the extra whatever dazzle razzle onto it. And then I just started feeding my family, my friends, kind of exploring different opportunities. I actually got an opportunity at Bar 13 up on Philly Pike, where they wanted me to cater their customers every week. So I would pop up with a tent, sell platters, literally right outside of their bar. And it just started building.
Hold on. I hate to interrupt you. I got to back up. What made you first want to sell food? Like, how did you get there? For anybody.
People kept telling me how good my food was. And honestly, if I'm being transparent, my food palate, what I eat is not what I feed my people. Like, I don't eat seafood, but I make a mean seafood salad. I'm a very bland eater. So of course, me kind of experimenting, feeding the family, the friends, and they were like, wow, your food is really, really good. So then it kind of started with catering, really. I would cater maybe like small birthday parties or like small events of people that I would know. And then like I said, Bar 13 was looking for a caterer. So I was friends with one of the bartenders at the time. And that's literally how it took off. I would sit outside, sell my food, and That's it. That's it. I mean, I've always loved cooking. I've always had a great diverse group of friends, and you know, my son's dad side of the family, like his grandmom always taught me how to cook different dishes that maybe I wasn't accustomed to. I've had Spanish friends that taught me how to, you know, make the Spanish food, the Spanish rice, and all that good stuff. So kind of collabing all that and just making it my own is really what like took it off. So plus I was looking for a way out of corporate America, outside of real estate, and what were things that people need regardless of the economy and what the world may look like. And you know, food and housing is like top 2 on the list. So yeah,
that's a fact.
Yeah.
All right, you gave me a lot of bars there. Here's what I'm thinking, right? When you said that, right, and kind of how you kind of got into it, it's almost like you took what you enjoyed and what you like and what you were good at, and you kind of like dove in as the opportunities came to you.
Yeah, it was a natural talent. It wasn't something that I never really had to work for to learn how to do. You know, cooking, some people have to like go to culinary school, and although I would still love to do that for like the technicalities of everything, I just naturally knew how to make things taste good. I knew what went well together, and I took it and ran with it. Honestly, I was like, this is it. So, and I know how much people like to eat because I like to eat myself. So,
fact. All right, so that makes me ask this question, right? If you make dishes that you don't eat, but your customers eat them, how did you like know that they were good? Like, how did you test to be like, oh, that is some banging shrimp, but I don't eat shrimp, so you didn't even do that. You were just like, it smells right. Like, how did you know?
So it's not okay. So that's the crazy part. I will taste the food that I don't eat. Okay. Like I'll eat, like for example, my crab fries on the food truck, top seller. Everybody loves it. I had to honestly, as the cook, become accustomed to at least trying it to know that it had the flavor that it needed to have. Like I might not personally sit down and eat a whole dish of it, but I need to know that the person that's eating it is going to enjoy it. And of course I do my research, and you know, like I said, I look at recipes, get the idea, and then I literally just take it beyond whatever it was supposed to be. So
right. You put some dime on it.
Absolutely.
All right. So okay, right. So now you out here, right? You was selling, selling platters like they out the back of a church. You heard me? And then you said, you know what? I'm gonna lean all the way into this entrepreneur world, right? And that's when it starts to change, right? When you say, "Nah, I'm gonna be a full-time entrepreneur and really lean into really owning my business." And I know you said you were escaping, corporate America. You didn't want to work under those confines. What made you want to? What made you want to, not be in that corporate world anymore? Like, because it does fit a lot of people. I've been.
It does. I mean, it honestly, I worked in corporate America for 8 years. My son was younger at the time, so it was very convenient. You know, they had the benefits, they had everything you would need, to be live pretty well. So in those moments, it was a great opportunity. It was a great situation. But I've kind of known since I was younger that I don't like to be told what to do. I like to move on my own accord. So being under those restraints of, well, for one, working from home and having to work from home like 40 hours a week, that just wasn't the look for me. I'm more of a people person. I'm more of like get out there and do it type, the type of person to just get out there and do it. And then do it on my own time. I don't like being told, oh, well, you have to be working from 6 to 2 every day. Like, I like to mix up. I like the routine, but within myself. Like, I like to create my own stuff, my schedule. So, and there's freedom within owning your own. Whereas you can't, so that was a big part of it. I actually didn't go full-time entrepreneur until last July. So it's coming up on a year. And I just took a leap of faith, honestly. I was like,
what has that entrepreneur journey been like for you?
It's been like a roller coaster.
Talk about it. I love it. No, because people don't know. Like, I need them to know that it don't just be up. You hear me? Like,
no, I've had my moments. Being in the food truck world, right? We're mobile. and we are very seasonally based. So we're based on the seasons. Warm weather is our hot time, and then of course winter time is it's down. And honestly, when I quit my job in July, I didn't think so much into it. I just was like, oh, well, I'll just figure it out. Like, once I get to that point, I'm going to just figure it out at that moment. And literally, it all just worked out for the best. Like, all the bills were still paid every month. Everything was good. But when I tell you the roller coaster, it comes with a mix of emotions. You have to be very disciplined in what your belief of your vision is, because 9 times out of 10, nobody's going to see it but you. And just being motivated. Don't do that. Just being motivated.
No, because listen. Okay, and listen. You gotta just hold on for a second. Let me talk to the people in the back. Okay. See, what she said was, you gotta be disciplined in your vision. Mm-hmm. You do, because they ain't gonna see it. Now, why that matters is because you gonna want them to see it. Right? Like, you're gonna want other people to buy into your vision, because you just want that you want that feeling of support. Mm-hmm. And them people who might love you in real life, they might love you on a regular basis. They have a heart for you. But if you expect them to be able to see your vision, you're asking a lot. Because sometimes your vision is even too big for you to kind of really grasp. So you can't hold yourself back or be bothered by those who don't see your vision. What you will do is wind up being in a world full of people that do have the similar vision and you can work with, and da-da-da. But you got to find that path. You got to find your tribe. Mm-hmm. But don't be mad at the folks who don't kind of see it in the process, because they're not going to.
They're not. And then, like you said, sometimes it's definitely bigger than what you even imagine it to be. So just kind of like staying consistent, and then knowing when to tweak your vision to kind of realign with your life as it changes. That's part of the roller coaster, right? Like, when I got into the food truck, I didn't know anything about running a food truck. Never took a course on it, didn't know how anything worked, I never even worked in the kitchen of any restaurant or anything. This was literally my first time as like head chef or whatever you want to call it. Like, it was crazy. So, the roller coaster was being prepared for like these big events that I was taking on, and I went all in. Like, I was doing Sleeping Under the Stars, the fairy festivals, and these people where there's thousands of people, and I honestly didn't know how big it was going to be. So preparing for that was actually kind of a lot harder than I thought it would be. Like, making sure there's enough food, making sure you have enough workers, making sure, the logistics of everything. So absolutely. These are things that a lot of times, as an entrepreneur, we don't tend to think about immediately. You wait
right?
till you're
That's not the
in the rubble. It's like, okay, figure it out. Yep.
Now, okay, right? So now, in the process of you figuring out, you got a part of this launcher program. Mm-hmm. Shouts out to them.
Yes.
What made you even get? How did that happen? How did you wind up deciding, let me go through a program for this world?
So part of me, leaving the corporate America, I do believe that you should always stay a learner, always continue in your education, no matter what you know or what you think you may know. Because even if I thought I knew everything, I know for sure any class could teach me at least one thing I don't know. So there's times where I may feel like I'm an expert in this area, but I'm going to go anyway, because one, you don't know the connections you'll make. And then two, like I said, you'll always learn something. For launcher, I knew I needed a launcher because I didn't have a business plan. And that's what launcher is all about, was helping you build your business plan. So when I saw the opportunity, I want to say it was Instagram, Facebook, one of those, I had actually reached out to Kristen, and I was like, Kristen, what is this about? Let's meet. And we ended up meeting. I got into the program, and I can say it's been amazing. I mean, the support is like top notch, and yeah. The business
okay, so now let's
back up. Though, definitely.
Here's what's interesting to me about that, right? You get into this program and you're like, hey, I just needed this because I wanted a business plan. That's what I needed to write. And then you wind up with like a technical assistant and like just other things that we can get into. But so how'd you know you needed a business plan? Like, what made you feel like, all right, let me write this out somehow, and I don't know how to do that?
Well, me having my degree in like business management and things like that, I knew the importance of it, but I just never took that time. And in that time, I was actually, like I said, I was in corporate America. I was on the computer all the time. That was the last thing I was looking to do. I was ready to really get outside and be outside. And yeah, I wanted to be outside. So I knew I had to, if I wanted to really take my business to the next level, business plans are important. You have to have it written down. You have to be able to physically see what you're working with, and one thing I learned in Launcher is that your business plan is never finished. So it's not something that you'll eventually get completed. It's something that's forever changing, but having that like roadmap of maybe what you saw it to look like 6 months ago, you get an opportunity or something changes, you know how to pivot it in the direction that you would need it to be that you wouldn't be able to do without the business plan.
Absolutely. Okay. Now, once again, y'all, in case y'all don't know, you're watching Hats Off with G-Jones. That's what we are today. Again, this is a part of our partnership with Launcher. Yeah, y'all see the people. Go and Google it, look it up, click at the top, follow them, whatever you need to do. But yes, we are able to, this is the April Spotlight, where we're going to talk to somebody who, one of the entrepreneurs or one of the resources that come from that Launcher community, in order to kind of highlight some things so that people can know about the local businesses that they should be supporting, as well as they can know additional resources that they can have access to, right? So now, and I'm talking to the amazing, the phenomenal Dominic Spitz. She told me I said it wrong all the time. They ain't told me for months, but we're not going to do that here. All right, so now, here's my question.
Okay.
You started this Launcher thing, right? You said, I need a business plan. What are some of the things then you get into the actual program, which, just like owning a business, there's the idea of it, and then there's actually doing it.
Yeah.
So when you actually got into the Launcher program, what was that experience like?
Well, I chose to take the Launcher class like in the busiest season of food truck life. So I was really honestly struggling in my Launcher class because, it wasn't just going to the class for 2 hours a week. It was literally, you had homework, right? I graduated in 2020. I was done with the homework, but taking that time at home to really like focus on that part of it, that was hard. But having the support of like Adam, which was my teacher, and just the support of Launcher in itself, that they were able to at least help me start it. And now, like you said, with the continued, technical assistance and like the mentors and the coaching and just a network of people that they allow you to be around within that program, it continues it. So I don't feel like you said, like I said, the business plan doesn't ever end, but having them helps me along the journey now. So like, I kind of feel like they're like a part of Flavor Dish at this point. So
I dig that. I have to ask because they don't, but I do. I actually am one of the trainers under the Launcher program. I show people how to do the business plans. I'm in the world a little bit. What would you say? How did you find the time to run the food truck business full time? You doing real estate, you in that world, and then you doing the class and you doing the homework. Like how did you find the time to get it all done?
It comes back to discipline. I had to literally find myself time slotting, time blocking everything. Getting very big, detailed into what my day looked like and creating a routine around that. I knew it was temporary as far as like going to the class every week and all that good stuff. So I just made that commitment. Like I wouldn't take any events for that day. I kind of just like set that time aside because I knew that long term it would really be like life changing. So I had to make the sacrifice then to get there now. So
absolutely. The sacrifice, pretty much, because that sacrifice was really wound up being an investment in your business at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm here for it. All right. So now, right now, you go through this launcher experience, what are some of the things that you would say once you came out of it, kind of the differences, or not even out of it, because you still they still have access to help. But once you finished the class and you moved on to that next step, how did that kind of change for you in your food truck business, or did it change anything?
Oh yeah, it for sure definitely changed things. I look at my business in an entirely different perspective, because a lot of the things that I want to do are not based off of me, but not based off of flavor dish, if that makes sense. Like, there's different, we're talking about like small business Saturdays, and there's so many different like branches that I eventually want to be tied to flavor dish. But Launcher has allowed me, or has taught me, to focus on one thing at a time. Focus on getting the food truck consistent, getting that up and running, and then slowly, branch out and do exactly what the entire vision is going to look like at the end. So, as far, what was the question again? What else? It was okay. Yeah. So basically, just getting more detailed about everything. Getting those spreadsheets together for like inventories and all the things that I thought I knew or possibly knew, and really actually like getting it down pat to a T, and like perfecting that part of it, like the back office, pretty much. Since I pretty much do it all, right? Like I do the food truck, I'm the not the accountant, I'm the back office, the front office, the customer service, I do all of it. So learning how to implement my time the correct way.
Yes. I'm sorry, I gotta say this to the people in the back. Again, this is Hats Off with G-Jones. I got Dominic Spitz on here. This is in partnership with Launcher. For those in the back, in case you don't know, when you choose to be an entrepreneur, in the beginning, at least until you got the money, you are wearing way more hats than you choose. Okay? If y'all can't tell what's behind, all of them, you wearing all of those. Okay? So some of them you ain't even good at. They don't fit you. They don't look good on you. It's not even, you should wear that hat. Why are you wearing that hat? That's what happens. The hat don't match. Okay? You got to wear all the hats until you're able to have the resources so that you ain't got to wear all the hats. Now, I do got to give a shout out to Launcher, because when they come in, they wind up helping you with additional resources. And a lot of times you don't even know it until you're a part of it. You're like, oh, wait, you got all that up in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, right?
I just had a 2-hour meeting today. By the end, I was like, Bryce, I need a lunch break.
Yo, Bryce, listen, I feel like I gotta have Bryce on here one good time, just so that the people can get a load of him, because he's a lot. By the way, Bryce is a Launcher graduate as well. Bryce is also one of the assistants here, and I call him the Grant King, because he'll explain why another time. Oh, and congratulations to you. You done made it to a second round of some grant talk right there. You know what I'm saying?
I did. That's actually what me and Bryce were working on. It will be my first pitch contest. So we took 2 hours today, really like created the problem, worked on the solution, starting to get these slides together. So that alone kind of shows what Launcher offers, because I honestly don't know what I would have done. Like, I could have put this application in and then became a finalist, and I wouldn't have known what to do. I would have been like YouTubing and like Googling stuff, to be honest with you. So,
and now, just so in case people don't know, so there are these things called pitch competitions, where you're able to just pitch your business and pitch what you want to do, and based on how well your pitch is, they will give you money. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, I don't think y'all heard me. I say it. You gonna tell them? Just tell them about your business, right? Tell them about the problem that your business is solving. Tell them about the solution that your business has. And when you tell them, if you tell them right, okay, they gonna give up that ching. You see what I'm saying? That's all. I just recommend it. You see what I'm saying? And Launcher has different resources that will kind of help get your pitch together and help you kind of build it to put you in a space to with that. Launcher's had a couple of those winners actually at this point. Shouts out to the transporter. He's won the transporter. He's won the pitch competition before as well. So a couple of different areas and arenas in this world came up with a couple dollars just from being in that Launcher group and learning some additional resources and additional information. So I'm an advocate. Okay. Now you brought it up. So I got to ask about it, right? Okay. There's this situation, right? And you plan on it happening on Saturday. as you said, right? How did you get from I'm going to sell my food out of my truck to I'm going to help other entrepreneurs have a place to sell their things, locally and really kind of help the public? How did you get there?
So Small Business Saturdays is actually something that Milk and Honey used to do. So me and the owner of Milk and Honey are collabing on that. What's funny is though that the reason that we ended up collabing the way we did and as quickly as we did, because I just actually was introduced to him maybe not even 2 months ago. So it moved fast, right? But back in 2019, right before COVID hit, I had actually put together like some very successful pop-up shops right in Newark, Delaware at the Monster Mode Athletics. He had a huge gym. I had over 30 vendors. And at that time I had a brand which was called Boss Babes Win. I still have it. It's not something I really work on too much so right now. I got a lot going on. But that is something I do plan on revisiting eventually because it kind of represents who I am as a woman and like the resilience that I had to build as an entrepreneur, the creativity, the entire process of just becoming an entrepreneur is what Boss Babes Win is meant to represent. So at that time I had that brand, I had clothing and all that good stuff. And I had over 30 vendors each time. We had young vendors as young as 8 years old out there. We had people selling everything you can imagine. Like I'll have to show you the pictures. But so that's kind of how that came about. So when I was introduced to him, I had already knew that he used to do the Small Business Saturdays on Union Street. So I had, we were talking about it and he was like, well, I've been wanting to bring it back. And I was like, well, let's do it. Like, why not? And he was like, really? And I was like, sure, let's do it. So then that's where we're at. I've always loved helping others with I might not have it all, but like any way you can help support somebody, I think helps your business grow within itself anyway. So
that right there, yeah, it got warm all on the inside a little bit. You feel me? That's how that felt. Warm all on the inside, just a little bit, Now, and what's that like? Like to put together Small Business Saturday. What are the things that kind of go into that, and what can they expect to see at an event like that?
So we are having our first one this Saturday, April 6th. It will be from 9 to 1 p.m. on Market Street. Right, if you know where Milk and Honey is, we're blocking off the street. We're gonna have music, cotton candy. I'm gonna have some food out there from Flavor Dish. Milk and Honey is gonna have their coffee and their food going. We got a great amount of vendors, but I think we got about 8 vendors for the first event, so that's really great. Personalized candles. I mean, I can't think off the top of my head honestly what the vendors are, but every week it'll be basically spotlighting different local entrepreneurs where they will come set up their table, their tent, and you gotta come out and support them. That's it.
So okay, now are there room for additional entrepreneurs and vendors and things like that?
Absolutely. So we at total every week our goal is to have between 8 to 12 vendors. So we do have some spaces open for this Saturday if anybody's interested. And then, like I said, it's every Saturday moving forward. In April, I'm pretty sure we're going to continue it into May, and then most likely throughout the summertime. So, yeah, I mean, if you're interested, reach out to me, send me a message, and we'll get it going.
Absolutely. I'm thinking I might pull up, even if I'm definitely gonna pull up to the festivities. I might pull up with a table for my books, but I'm gonna hit you on that on the side. I gotta make sure my shipment is kept. I might pull up with a table. Why not? Why not have the day by day the books out there? But we'll talk about it.
Not to mention, we did waive the vendor fee for the month of April just to support the entrepreneurs even a little bit more. So that being a startup or even being in business for some time, a vendor fee can definitely, mess with your numbers a little bit. So we did decide to waive it all for the month of April. So it's $0. All I need you to do is be committed to coming, table, chair, nice presentation, represent your business how you want it to look, and come meet some new people. I mean, like, even if you weren't to sell anything, you're gonna still meet people that you're gonna be able to eventually service or take care of. So
yes. I think also, just so you know, and the world knows, right? So Launcher is building a virtual marketplace, right? If you go to launcher.com right now, I'm sorry, launcher.org right now, it already has about, we got some business is in there, right? Got some of them set up. But we looking to build more and add more. So even, you know, I might be out there on Saturday, you know, selling my book and taking new sign-ups for new small businesses to get loaded up into the thing. We might talk, see what we can do, make it a well-rounded situation. You see what I'm saying? Why not? Okay. Now this is dope. I like where we're going with this. All right, so I gotta ask this question. This is a variation. This is a Launcher version of this question, right? Because this is hats off with G-Jones in our partnership with Launcher, you know, for business resources. And I got Miss Dominic Spitz here. We talking about everything from her entrepreneur journey to, you know, her chefing up. Wait, what's the best seller off the truck? I ain't gonna say what's your favorite because you don't eat seafood. I need to. Which that was petty.
The cheesesteak egg rolls were actually part of like the original menu, so that has always stayed there. Cheesesteak egg rolls with the spicy ketchup, definitely top seller. Buffalo chicken egg rolls, definitely a top seller. And then the crab fries are literally everybody's favorite. I've heard from so many people like they are like the best crab fries I've ever had, and I don't even eat them. So
the best crab fries, y'all. She said the best. Go ahead, try some flavor dish. Is it flavored dish? Is it flavored dish? Flavored, because I done said your name wrong. I want to say this right.
No, it's flavored dish. It's the spelling is supposed to, you know, be a little. It's supposed to put it off a little bit.
Yeah, you spelled it like my cousin now. So all right. So here's what the guy shouldn't ever gave me a mic. So here's what I gotta ask you, right? All right, this is a variation because this is a partnership with Launcher. This is a variation of my normal question, but this is you know, for business advice, right? I like to ask. I'm going to be asking, you know, since you've been in the business for a while and you even went through the Launcher program, what is something that you wish you would have knew or wish you were told from the beginning?
One, how important a business plan is. I would say that's one of the things, and that's only because now I feel like I'm like rewinding time, whereas if I would have done it as maybe like a first step, although I've made it as far as I have, you know, with the food truck and where I'm at now and the success that it's had already, I believe that potentially if I had that business plan already done, or at least in a draft or something, I wouldn't be going backwards. Not backwards in the business, but backwards in like the planning and the mindset of that part of it. The mindset of like starting the entrepreneurship and being an owner of a business. I've already built that resilience and those type of characteristics, but like the business side of things, that's it. That's it. I think the business plan is super duper important. I think having a mentor and having somebody that's been through it is super duper important. I've been very lucky to have a few people throughout the process, like kind of help me. But then as I'm growing into like with Launcher and then also still working with my other mentors outside of Launcher, I'm really realizing how important that is because you don't learn. I would literally have to learn everything from like trial and error. Versus
absolutely,
because the food truck world, they don't give you a handbook and tell you this is how it has to be done. Like you can barely go in contact with the health department and they don't even want to answer questions 9 times out of 10. So when you're building like the food truck and like the you know the different things that are required, if I didn't have that support system before and after Launcher, it could have been a lot rougher than it was. Yeah.
That is real, and I appreciate you giving out that information. I say this for those who don't know, the entrepreneur world, and I, you know, I've said it to, you know, in my classes before, things like that. It's lonely, right? Because you're the only person who sees your vision, right? And then once you are able to start finding your tribe, and it can be overwhelming. So sometimes asking somebody, hey, can I pick your brain about some things? Can you mentor me? They may say no, but it can't hurt to ask, because otherwise you're going through this by yourself. And you'd be surprised how many people in your industry, regardless of what industry you're in, are actually willing to help you. Like, I know we live in a space of knowing your competitive edge, which you should know. But it's not like everybody else is always trying to freeze you out. That's really not the game. A lot of times, you'll find somebody cool who'll be like, oh yeah, nah, just try to go left or go right. Now, you ain't gonna lean on for everything. You got to run your business, but they can help you, right? And that's outside of even getting into this launchers program. Outside of that, still get yourself a mentor. Find somebody who you can kind of lean on, bounce questions off of, a thought partner that can kind of help you kind of grow in the business. So I'm all for it. All right, now this has been an episode of Hats Off with G-Jones in conjunction with the Launcher Community Business Resources. Oh man, listen, I tell people, and I told you I was going to do it, and I'm going to do it. I tell people, if you give me a word, I give you a poem. Now you think about that. You take a moment, think of the word while I talk to the people. Now again, y'all, so y'all know, this week I'm actually doing 2 episodes. What? Numero dos. That's a fact. 2 episodes this week. So I'll be back on Thursday at 8:30 with the Art of AI squad. Say what? Yes, the Art of AI squad. I'm talking about my man Mills out here, Brian Mills. I'm talking about Shane and Shane on here. Listen, it's going to be a collection of us on here. You feel me? I'm going to be rotating them off, okay? We're going to be talking about the Art of AI and kind of and not just the conference, but the future of kind of where the things is going. So we're going to be talking about that because they live in the metaverse. They doing some things. So again, that's going to be Thursday at 8:30. Also, check me out. I'll be at Weed Stock. It's going to be me and Aziza Naila. What we doing? Listen, yes. I'm taking y'all through the red thread. It's going to be the mixture of her song, her vocals, and my poetry. And because it's 420, it's going to be 420 theme. Do what you want with that information, but it's going to be in the theme, because sometimes people need extra clarity. And we're going to take you through a show that you'll never forget. So that's going to be the 421 brunch. Essentially, that's 421. The 421 brunch down in Townsend, Delaware. Shouts out to We Stop, Bow, for giving us that platform. We shutting it down. Flavor Dish gonna be there with a brunch special, okay? With the brunch special, right? I got Icebox in the building. They gonna have a raffle, so feel free to bring yourself out there. That's the 420 situation. And look out for G Update Your Calendar. That's going to drop. Life is life in this week. So you'll see it with some updates and things that happen, all things that type of happen. So follow me, buy my book. That's it, and I got 30 days of poetry coming. With that said, Dom, do you have a word for me?
I don't want to talk too fast. I'm just thinking flavorful. Can you do flavorful?
Okay. I'm thinking. Did you taste that? Okay, I mean, you might have, but you didn't realize that it was missing that. Like sometimes when people prepare it, what they do is they live so much by the recipe that they don't know how to add a little bit to that. Sometimes you need that mixture so that you can deliver something that you can savor. It's something about what it will do to you, right? It's that moment when you start to taste it and your taste buds start to move and groove. It's like your mind, you start to lose. I don't want you to get confused, but it's just what you're going to choose to do is take another bite. See, the people who dance while they eat, that's my type. The ones who grab the fork, put the fork in it, and be like, that's what I like. See, that's how I know it tastes right. See, it's something about the chef that takes 2 steps back just to watch how you react right after you taste that. That's how you know that's what they care about. See, I want you all to make sure that you are able to do what you're supposed to, and that's honestly, when you taste it, feel free, feel good, and make sure that you know that it's always flavorful. Boom. Yeah, I mean, something light. I mean, something for the people. You know. For the people. Again, thank you again for joining. This has been Hats Off with G-Jones in conjunction with Launcher Community Business Resources. Do you got anything you would like to say to the people before we get up out of here?
Just come check us out on every Saturday on Market Street, right where Milk and Honey is. If you don't know where Milk and Honey is, it's right across from Owls. We're shutting down the block. We'll have music. We'll have games. We'll have all the good stuff. Good times, good vibes, small businesses, local businesses. And if you are a local business and you want to be a part of it, shoot me a message and we'll take care of you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Again, this has been Hats Off with G Jones. Shouts out to again Waldo Black for my opening music. I'll see y'all again on Thursday with more situations when we're talking about it. We're gonna have this launcher episode once a month where we are kind of showing the community different resources, different options to build. So again, as I always like to say, love yourself and let everything fall into place. I appreciate you. All right. Hey.
Bye.
Oh, get your shoulders together in the next month. Oh, get your shoulders. Hey, hey.